You're listening to the Chronicles of Living podcast, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. Now let's talk.
Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop on the road of life. You can't stop. You can't stop moving. Keep move. Keep that pace. You switching to gear. Let's go as we climb up the hill. Don't slow down. Pedal a little more. The mind is working. It's in control. Your wheels are turning a little more. Going higher another notch. Keep it steady. Don't watch the clock go round, cycle.
Greetings, my visionary dreamers. This is Adionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from the world, saving you from drowning in some real bull-ish. Listen to my boy.
We are learning, always turning later. Cannot stop the time. Always merging into lanes that better suit us as we ride. Switch it up. Switching to gear, let's go. As we climb up the hill, don't slow down. Pedal a little more. The mind is working, it's in control. Your wheels are turning a little more. Going higher another notch. Keep it steady, don't watch the clock go round.
That's right. Life's a cycle. Y'all know since I've been putting Torelli and the Fuse on, y'all definitely go out and support them. You know, I put the link on the shows. I got to check, I think the last show I forgot, but nevertheless, I will make sure that it's on this show so you can support these guys. They're very good independent artists, of course, and that's what I'm all about, supporting undiscovered talent, because there's a lot out there, whole lot. And you're listening to Chronicles of Living podcast show, the show for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life. You know us normal folks. You can't stop us. We just trying to do the damn thing, you know. That's what we all about here. And today's topic is, are you still chasing dreams? You're damn right. Because life is a cycle. And you always get another chance. You always get another go at it. You know what I mean? You got to try it a different way. You collect those skills along the way. And then when you least expect it, it all comes together. The puzzle always comes together if you don't stop. You know what I mean? If you don't stop, that is the key. You can take a break, you can take a rest, but never stop chasing your dreams, whatever it is. And I say this in respect far as, you know, even if your dream is a big dream, you know, we would not be able to take advantage of so many different things in this life, in this world, if it wasn't for dreamers. People that stood the test of time. They did not let other people break them, break their mentality. They didn't let failure cause them to fold. They just went back in the lab and decided, you know what? I'm going to make this happen. It just don't work that way. And y'all know that's what this podcast is all about. You know, I'm your dream pusher. You know, I'm your lifeguard, because I just want to save you from those doubters, from those people that don't have dreams themselves, that don't even understand what a dream is. And when I say they don't have dreams themselves, they have them, but they have suppressed them because it's too much work for them. They just really want to just follow the standard quo. And when I say dream, if you've been following me, a dream is not just a person with talent, a person that can invent things. A dream is anything that you are looking forward to in your future, whether it be tomorrow, whether it be next week, next month, 5 years from now, whatever it is that you're planning to accomplish in life, whether it be to move to another state, to start traveling, to take up an art class, do something that you never go skydiving, anything that you haven't accomplished, but you find is going to take some work mentally or physically or financially to accomplish. To me, that is a dream, and whatever your dream is, sometimes the road is not going to be smooth. It's going to be a little bit of rocks, a little bumps along the way. And you got to be willing to keep running after it, until you catch it. You have to become a dream catcher mentally. You have to tell yourself that because God put that on your heart to do, it's yours. No one can take your dreams away from you but you. No one can get in the way of what God put on your heart to do but you. Understand that. Really let that sink in, as if you was a sponge and you just getting drenched with those words. No one can take away your dreams. No one can get in the way of your dreams except you. You hold the power. You just got to decide while you're going through this, while you're working on accomplishing whatever it is, whatever goal, whatever thing that you have that's heavy on your heart. It can be, just changing your life, changing your eating habits, changing the way you do things. It could be, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and he was just talking about, he acknowledged that his time, he was not balancing his time right. He just falls short. He's always late and things of that nature. But the thing is, he caught himself and he realized, this is something that I need to work on. This is something that I'm going to work on for the new year. He made up in his mind that, okay, this cycle right here, this unbalanced scheduling, this lateness needs to stop. I need to start a new cycle, And that is the beauty in it. When you can figure out for yourself, what is it that you have to adjust in order to accomplish the thing that you want to accomplish. And then when you throw in having the willpower, the consistency, the tenacity, the perseverance, and you put all of that together in a little gumbo pot, oh man, you're indestructible. That's what happens. Nobody can tell you that you won't accomplish your dreams. Nobody can come at your neck and make you start doubting yourself. If you've been following me, you'll know I've shared plenty of stories where I've started some dreams came to pass, some goals came to pass, some didn't, some just stopped in the middle, some I just decided to just put aside for a minute. But nevertheless, here I am right now, talking to you because of this dream that I had, because of this goal that I chose to accomplish, you know? And I knew this was something that I wanted to do. I knew that I was going to do some type of talk show, whether it be an internet radio show, podcast show, whatever. I knew that that's what God put on my heart. Well, this is what God put on my heart. And I started, I stopped, I started, I stopped. And then I got to the point, just like my friend did, that I acknowledged what I was doing, the cycle that I was on. Okay. And I acknowledged that it was time for me to get off the cycle of the starting and the stop. Now, I am one that when I start something, I finish it. I will complete it. But as far as the launching of the podcast show or the internet radio show, that's where I pretty much kept putting it off because of life. Because I kept letting life get in the way. And that's what we do as people. As human beings, sometimes, like my friend said, we find it hard to balance life. And it gets away from us. And then when life gets away from us and it's unbalanced, what goes first? The dreams, the goals. All of that is put aside. Because what? You say, I don't have the time for it. I can't afford it. Things of that nature. We tell ourselves that. But you do. You do have the time. You do have the finances. It might not be the amount of finances that you really want to invest in it. It might not be as much time that you want to invest in it. But nevertheless, you have that. You just have to make room for it. Mentally, physically, financially. And when I say sometimes, you might be overwhelmed, especially if you got a whole family you're taking care of and, you got a house, car, whatever. You got all of this stuff going on. Then you just got to take the time. That's where the extra time kicks in. And you find another way to work on your dreams, work on your goals until it gets greater financially. There's always another way. There's always another way than the way that you're focused on. That you can, make your dream become a reality. You just got to be willing to adjust. You got to be flexible. That's the thing. A lot of times we're not willing to be flexible. And it's really a simple thing. Just like right now. I'm not home. I'm visiting family. It's the holiday. This is Christmas Eve, right? Hold on, get my days. This is Christmas Eve. Tomorrow is Christmas. And I could have chose not to broadcast thinking like, okay, no one's going to listen to a podcast. It's Christmas Eve and this and the other. But nevertheless, this is the dates and the times that I promised that I would come on. This is a part of my dream. This is a part of my goal. So now I'm not in my comfort zone recording. I'm sitting in the guest room. I'm sitting on the bed. I brought my laptop and here I am. I'm talking to you, and that's what it takes. It takes being flexible. It takes not making excuses because of inconvenience. If you've been following this podcast, you know how many times I've been inconvenienced. You know how many times I had to pull over and do the show in my earlier days. But nevertheless, I still came at you live and direct. And this is what it takes. And a lot of times when we get into chasing our dreams, our visions, our goals, Sometimes we go in the wrong way. We go in looking at the dollar sign, thinking about how much we can make, thinking about how this dream is just going to seal the deal. It's going to just change my life forever, and I'm going to be rich. And you get on that plane. And see, when you get on that plane, you become unreceptive to what you are doing. Meaning, you kind of create a blockage because now your focus is just on how much money you can make, how this is going to just change your life forever, and that is really your focus. So therefore, you start losing the passion for the goal, for the vision, for the dream, because you're so focused on the financial part, on the gain part, instead of just doing or working towards your goal, your dreams, your visions, and being happy while you're working towards it. Just appreciating the steps that it's taken, appreciating the journey to get to the point that it changes your life forever. I had a loved one ask me when I shared earlier on, when I was, when I started sharing the podcast with, family and friends. And I know she means well, but I shared the podcast with her and I was, excited, and she said that she liked it. But the first thing that came out of her mouth was, how much money are you making from it? And for me, because this is something that I've always wanted to do, that I like to do. Yes, there are people making tons of money from podcast shows, talk shows, whatever. But I used to go in to my dreams and my visions with that attitude. I really did. I used to think about all the money that I could make and how it could change my life, how it could change my family life. And this is why I am sharing with you now from experience that is not the way you go in to any dream, goal, or vision. You do not go in with thinking on the ending result first, You go in with the mentality that this is going to be a journey, and I look forward to this journey and what's going to happen along the way. How am I going to grow from working at this journey along the way? How many people am I going to help out with this journey, with this vision, with this invention, with this goal? How am I going to add to my life, to my family, my friends, the world? What is this journey going to be? That should be the focus. That right there alone should get you excited. Because sometimes when you walk in, not sometimes, I believe all the time, when you're walking into the unknown, as long as your heart is right, you're going after it with good intentions, with love and peace. Oh my gosh, it's a good feeling. Just wondering from day to day, from week to week, the growth, looking back at the growth. It's just like the podcast show. When I look back at the first show, when I listen back at the first show, and then I, come think about now, even the little things as far as the advertisement, picture, how that has changed as I've been growing. And I know that when I was checking on iHeartRadio and I think TuneIn and the other platforms that the show is on, because they're getting a podcast show through a feed. For some reason, the picture, when I upgraded it on Spreaker, it didn't carry over. So I got to figure out how to upgrade all the promo pictures on the other platforms. I'll figure that out. But nevertheless, depending on where you're listening from, whether you're listening from the app, if you don't know by now, Chronicles of Living podcast has an app now in the Google Play Store. So make sure you go download it, okay? Because you could definitely listen to all the episodes anytime you want. And it's for Android right now, but I'm going to get one for Apple real soon. I'll let y'all know. Stay tuned for that. But nevertheless, being able to just go back and look at where you started to where you are now with your dream, with your vision, with your goal, that right there should keep you going. Because you'll be able to look at the improvements, and then when you start doubting yourself, or somebody starts doubting you and says to you, man, you still dreaming, you still chasing dreams, go back to your archive. Look at the different dreams, the different visions. Look at the things that you've started, the goals. Mark off the ones that you've already accomplished first. Think about that. And when you start looking at the different goals and the dreams that you've accomplished throughout the years, and you think about that person that's asking you, are you still chasing dreams? That's when you can tell them, you're damn right. That's what keeps me going. I think about the accomplishments. I think about the dreams and the goals that I did accomplish, whether it be small or big. And then that's what keeps me going. That is what gives me the courage to just listen to the doubters and shut them down. Shut them down mentally. I'll say that. Okay? Because I'm not going to be disrespectful. I'm going to listen to you. I'll hear you out. But nevertheless, this is my life. And that's how you need to think. It is your life. And you only get one in this lifetime in the shell that you are in. Let me say it that way. And those who know what I'm talking about, know what I'm talking about. But for right now, the life that you're living, whenever you have something that's heavy on your heart to do not ignore it. Do not. It might not come out the exact same way that is on your heart to do. But nevertheless, when you get on board to chase it, it will unfold itself. It really will. It will come to a point that it adjusts itself so that you can know exactly, oh, I wasn't supposed to do it this way. I'm supposed to do it this way. I'm not supposed to use this skill. I need to use this skill. It will just start coming up together, you know? That's how my life has been. And there's been plenty of times where I just put a dream or a vision, I'll just write it down. And it could sit for a few years. But nevertheless, I write it down. I write it down. That is the most important part. Because not every time you get something that's heavy on your heart, that doesn't mean that it's time to do it right then and there all the time. Sometimes it's just a glimpse. Sometimes it's just God just put a little twinkle in your eye and just let you know to get prepared for that thing, you know? And if you're willing to take the direction from God, from the universe, from whoever, you know, you serve it, as long as it's not the devil, sorry. But from whoever you are getting your spiritual awareness from, as long as you're willing to be patient and really go in it with wisdom and discernment and take your time with it. Take your time with the decisions. Write everything out. You can see clearer then. then you can see the direction. And the thing is this, as I tell you on different shows, your surroundings is everything. Who you surround yourself with, your friends, your environment is very key. It's very important for you to be able to focus. You might have to let some folks go. I did. Some let themselves go on their own. But nevertheless, if they're not beneficial to your journey, whatever your journey may be, if they're not beneficial to your journey, maybe the season is over. Maybe, it's like they say, some people come in for a season, some people come in your life for a reason. Some people are a part of your history. Some people are a part of your destiny. It's up to you to use wisdom as to who fits in what arena. And that is really where you gotta be strong with your discernment. You gotta have courage. You gotta be confident and know. And sometimes it's going to be hard because you're so attached to different people. Sometimes it's a family member. And sometimes it could be a family member, you live in the same household. And you just have to figure out a way to still be around that loved one and stay focused. You got to learn how to push the mute button mentally. And that is a skill that all dreamers, all goal setters have to master. Learning how to push that mental mute button to protect yourself, protect your dreams, protect your visions, protect your goals. Everybody's not willing to work for it. That's the bottom line. So when people come at your neck and they doubting you and they think it's a waste of time, all you got to do is just kind of think about them. Think about, have they ever had a dream? Have they ever been excited about a dream? Have they ever accomplished a goal? A long-time goal? Something that was kind of impossible to most people? Have they ever taken any risk out of their life? If they never did none of the above, then you might not want to listen to those folk because they don't understand. They don't understand what it is. They don't understand the feeling that the dream, the vision, they don't understand how it feels. They don't understand what the passion brings to your life. So how can they give you any advice? Why are you even taking advice from people that never accomplished any dreams, never accomplished any goals, never tried to go after something that wasn't standard, that wasn't the standard quo? How about that? People that just go through life doing what's expected of them and not pushing the envelope. That's not the people you want to listen to, because they can't help you raise your vibration. And when I say that, I mean they can't help you learn your higher self, your capabilities of the power that God invested in you. Because we all have the power to do whatever it is that God put on us heart to do. He wouldn't have put it on our heart if he didn't believe we couldn't do it. That's the bottom line. If you got something that's heavy on your heart, understand it wouldn't be heavy on your heart if you was not capable of doing whatever it is. And like I said, a dream can be having a better relationship with your kids, having a better relationship with your mom, your father, or whatever. But understand, that takes two people. But what you can do in a goal like this is just work on you, because you only have control of you. And you work on you to become this better mother, better father, better brother, sister, whatever. You work on you. And sometimes people can see the change in you, and that can just catch their interest. That can just change their heart alone, because they see that you are becoming a better person. You know? They see that you are becoming a more confident person. You are going out there and doing the damn thing. And now their interest in you changes. It's just like this. You know, you go through high school and you got the people that some think are nerds, okay? And then later on in life, you may see somebody that you thought was a nerd in school. All of a sudden, they flip the whole script and they're banging. You know, they look good. They, you know, you could just tell they took care of themselves. You could tell that their vibration is just on some other level. You could just see the excitement in them. You could see that they're full of life. Where when you saw them in school, they might have just been head downs in the books and just didn't want to be social or whatever. But then later on in life, you see this person. You didn't want to get to know them when they was just to themselves and their head was in the books and, you know, you was just a social butterfly or whatever. But now you see them out and they changed. And they change for themselves, though. You just know they changed for themselves. They didn't do it for other people. They changed for themselves. That becomes attractive to people because it's like amazement. You see somebody, or maybe you see somebody that, you know, had a lot of weight and then all of a sudden they dropped all this weight. That takes tenacity. That takes willpower. That's attractive. It's not the fact that, okay, they went and lost the weight. It's just the fact that the last time you saw them, they were one way. And then the next time you saw them, years later, they were another way. And so now it piques your interest as to how did they get there? What did they do? Wow, that took a lot of, you know, courage. That took a lot of consistency to change in that matter. Now it inspires you to make changes in your life, because then you look at that person like, wow, if they can do that with their lives, then I can do what it is that's heavy on my heart to do. You know? You see people that might have had some type of mishap in their life, some type of struggle, and the last time you saw them, they were struggling real hard. And then you run into them and they just, oh my gosh, they're just flourishing. You could just tell that they made a major shift in their life. It piques your interest again. You want to get to know how did you come from there to here? What was it? I tell you what it was. All three of those scenarios, those people had a dream. They had a goal at one point. You didn't know at what point, but they knew at one point. And they didn't achieve it for you. They achieved it for themselves. That's why when you ran into them later on in life, you just found out. Because they wasn't doing it for you. They was doing it for themselves. They was doing it for the betterment of why the dream, the goal, the vision was placed on their heart. That's what it's all about, y'all. Dreams, visions, and goals, they're for us individually, and then it goes outward to family and friends. But first, individually, we have to get strong-minded. We have to embrace our willpower. We have to embrace who we really are, spiritually, mentally, physically. And the parts that are weak about us, we have to figure out a way to strengthen it. If it has something to do with achieving the goal or the vision or the dream, we have to invest in ourselves. That's the thing. We always invest in everybody else and other things, and then we lose out in our dreams, our visions, and our goals. They lose out because we don't look at them as important. Because a dream and a vision and a goal is not paying the bills when you first start off. You got to work at it first before it gets to that point. So you got to ask yourself, okay, this dream, this vision, this goal is going to take me, I estimate, from my reality point of view at this time in my life, I estimate that this might not come to full fruition until another, say, 2 years. Okay? Let's just take that for instance. So within that 2 years, now you're looking at, okay, how much is it going to cost me to invest in this goal, vision, or dream within those 2 years before it can make me some money back? Or it can, if it's like a house or something like that, or I can get in a house where I don't have to keep saving money and still paying bills at the same time. And then from there, once you can map that out, then you map out your time. Okay, how much time can I give this dream, vision, or goal so that I could reach it at that 2-year point and be realistic? But once you make out the time, you have to know that this is just like your job. Not in a way of making you feel like you don't want to do it, but in a way of the commitment to it. So in other words, when you go to your job, okay, you can't just be taking days off anytime you want. You can't do that, or you're going to get fired, right? So it's the same thing with your dreams, your goals, and your visions. Once you commit to that time, that's how you got to view it. Because it's an investment in yourself. You got to make up your mind. Investing in yourself. What's more important? Just investing in a job in somebody else's dream? Because you know the job that you go to, that was a dream at one time for whoever created the job. That was their dream. And now you're working at their dream. You're helping them to maintain their dream. I don't care if it's a big corporate company and it got a whole lot of partners. The bottom line is somebody somewhere started that company, and it started as a little dream, a little vision, a little goal at one point in one person's heart. And then they got partners and other people to join in, whether it be investors, whatever it was. And it became this big corporation, and now they were able to go out and hire people to keep the dream alive. This is what it's all about. So when people come at your neck talking about, are you still chasing dreams? What is it that you were supposed to that you supposed to tell them? You're damn right. Because if your employer can have a dream and have you there punching the clock to keep their dream alive, then you could do it too. You can do it too. They're no different, except for they stayed the course. That's the only difference. They made the time. They got over the failures. They figured out another way around their stumbling blocks. That's the only difference. We all get the same amount of time, 24 hours in a day, but we all choose different ways to utilize that time. Therein lies another problem. So I think it was the show So You Want to Be an Entrepreneur, and I challenged people to cut out TV, cut out the cell phone usage for a certain amount of time. And I wonder, did anybody do it? I had a couple people tell me they was up for the challenge, but I need to check back with them and see how they made out. Because that's what I do. I don't really watch TV like that. I might catch a movie here and there, or I might give myself a day to binge watch a couple shows on Netflix or something like that. But for the most, if I get on YouTube, you best believe it's something educational. If I watch TV, most of the time I'm watching some type of history or some type of documentary or whatever like that. I don't know the last time I watched the news. I'm going to be honest. Because the news is all a fear factor. And I can't I can't express that enough. That is tell a vision. They're telling you their vision. Why do you think every time you turn different news station, they always talking about the same stuff? They're trying to get that fear embedded in your head so they could get to the point and you'll just believe whatever way they call themselves protecting us is the way to go. Media is very powerful, and media can get in your head and change your whole thought pattern if you watch it enough, if you believe it enough. You got to create your own vision. Stop letting somebody else tell you a vision and create your own vision. That's what you got to do. And I'm just trying to stay on these different topics as far as really digging into who you are, really digging into changing your cycles, because we get ready to come on to a new year. And if you want next year to be better than this year, you really got to start questioning yourself. You really got to start having some real tough talk with yourself. Really examining how your life is now versus some years ago. What have you improved? How have you grown? What are you still doing the same of that's not benefiting you? What are the things that you need to change to have a better life, to become a better person for you, your family, the world? What is it that you can add? These are the questions that you need to sit down and ask yourself going into this new year. How can you make the changes? Ask yourself, really sit down, have a serious conversation with yourself. You can do that. You really can. A lot of people don't question themselves. They just go through life and just do. When you start questioning yourself and you start getting serious and real and stop pointing the finger, you'll be amazed at how your life will change for the better. How much joy you will bring to your life, because you will acknowledge the things that you need to fix, and you will fix them on your own. Not because of somebody else, because that's what you want for yourself. So, we're coming up on our 45-minute mark. And, happy holidays to everybody. Enjoy your family. It's really about celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ. And even though this might not be his real birthday, our intentions are everything. And it's not just about the gifts. It's not just about the fluff, the trees, the decorations. It's about acknowledging life, acknowledging the people that came before us and paved the way to make a better day for us, God, who created us. I know some people might not believe that, but I truly do. It's about really getting intact, really getting in touch with your higher self, with your spirit, and getting in touch with what's the difference that you're making in this world. Just like Jesus Christ made a difference in his way in touching people's hearts. Whose heart are you touching in a good way? Ask yourself that. So, I'm going to wrap this show up, but I really need y'all to continue chasing your dreams, because you don't want to leave this lifetime shoulda, coulda, woulda. That's a horrible feeling to have. You don't want to get to the point in your life, if you get old and something happens where you can't do anymore. You don't want to have that feeling of shoulda, coulda, woulda. You're never too old. There are plenty of people that dream became reality at an older age. I'll say Colonel Sanders, Kentucky Fried Chicken. From my understanding, he didn't create the first one until he was retired in his 60s. Look it up. And we all still eat Kentucky Fried Chicken. So I just want to leave y'all with that. And until Wednesday, definitely enjoy your families, your friends. Don't bring the drama to the family function, please. Bring happiness, bring laughter, bring joy, bring peace, bring love to this holiday season. That's what we're here to do, y'all. Love on each other. So that's what I want y'all to do. Love on each other. Go out there. Do the damn thing. Love one another and encourage each other. Start living out your dreams. Dust them off again. It's time. Okay? This is Adionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from some real bull-ish, pushing you off that ledge. Go out there. Get those dreams. Become the dream catcher and do the damn thing. Until Wednesday, 7 p.m., this is Chronicles of Living podcast show. I love you guys. Peace. Thank you for listening to Chronicles of Living, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. And if you are pursuing your dreams, I'm proud of you. Because the best part of life is when you decide to live. To keep up with us, please visit chronicles-of-livin-podcast. Until next time, this is Adionne, your dream pusher. I love you guys.